Hello, happy that you're here. My name is Michelle Jackson Salters. I am one of the co-founders of the Outdoor Journal Tour and the executive director for our new nonprofit, We Hike to Heal. This is the Hike Lead info session for our 2023 We Hike to Heal Challenge. Excited to share this information with you. If you are interested in leading a We Hike to Heal hike or several throughout the month of May in your local area, you are in the right place. So I'm going to go through this presentation. You'll see our contact information on the last slide. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. All right, we'll get started. Here are some of the topics that we'll go through. We'll share a little bit about We Hike to Heal, what the month is all about. I'll share some information about leading We Hike to Heal hikes, as well as some resources and next steps. My dog is eating behind me, so forgive the, the munching in the background. So our motivation for creating this nonprofit was to provide an alternative pathway to healing for women. Through guided outdoor activities, we offer our participants a unique and powerful way to experience respite, connection, and community. Each May, individuals and organizations around the world have the opportunity to join the We Hike to Heal Challenge and lead We Hike to Heal group hikes in their local areas. Our goal is to get as many people as possible hiking and healing and living loudly and living out the We Hike to Heal Challenge mission of encouraging women all over the world to tap into the healing and empowering influences within ourselves, our communities, and the great outdoors. So here you'll see our mission and our vision. Our mission as a nonprofit is to build an inclusive community that normalizes self-care, creates a sacred space for healing and adventure, and prioritizes the mental and emotional well-being of all women. Our vision is for all women all over the world to be healthy, confident, and thriving, because when women thrive, our world thrives. We truly, truly believe that. So we are very excited to have you join us in living out this mission and helping us to get to this vision. All right, so We Hike to Heal month, which is the entire month of May, is broken down into two parts. We have the challenge, which is mostly virtual. It is a 4-week campaign that is focused around the Nature Meditations deck. Each week, we share challenges, we share meditations, different resources for folks to use throughout the month and throughout the week. And we also will have our group hikes throughout the month. So that's where you all come into play as our hike leads. We are wanting as many people as possible to host group hikes within their local areas, and that will also be incorporated into our calendar for the We Hike to Heal Challenge. The second part is the We Hike to Heal Camp Out and Retreat, which will be held in Conyers, Georgia this year, May 27th through the 29th. It is an all-inclusive weekend event for women-identified folks to come together outdoors for connection to themselves, each other, and Mother Nature. So it's a beautiful way to conclude the month-long campaign of We Hike to Heal. And of course, you are all invited and welcome to join us in Conyers for the camp out. There are a couple of different ways that you can join us. You can, of course, come as a participant. You also have the opportunity to apply to be a volunteer for the event. All right. So leading We Hike to Heal hikes. All individuals and organizations that support the We Hike to Heal mission may apply to lead a We Hike to Heal group hike in their local area. That's everybody, no matter how they identify, with the understanding that our We Hike to Heal group hikes center women and our experience. We Hike to Heal group hikes can take place anytime throughout the month of May, and you may lead as many hikes as you'd like. Each hike should include some type of mindful component. Could be journaling, meditation, walking thought discussion, yoga, etc. That is up to you. Each group hike lead will be responsible for managing their own RSVPs Registration can be set up on Facebook. Please make sure that it is public so that we can share it with the larger We Hike to Heal community. It can also be set up on Eventbrite, on Meetup, or if you have a website or any other public online platform that we can link back to. Once your application has been approved, you will receive an invitation to schedule your hike. So you'll go through the application, fill that out, and send that to us, and we will respond with an approval and a link to schedule your hike. All hikes will be listed on the Outdoor Journal Tour and We Hike to Heal website with the registration link back to your RSVP platform. And again, that is really just so that you can manage your event. For example, if there's any changes, last minute changes due to weather or personal emergencies, you have the ability to do that. Moving along. Let's see. Oops, too quick. So a little bit more about leading We Hike to Heal group hikes. There is no requirement for time or distance. These hikes are intended to be an intentional journey, not a race. Therefore, we recommend keeping the difficulty level fairly easy to moderate so that you can focus on connecting with yourselves, each other, and Mother Nature. As a hike lead, safety should be your #1 priority. Make sure that you're familiar with the trail and have emergency contact information for local park rangers and/or local authorities. While it's not required that you be first aid CPR certified, it is preferred. The American Red Cross does offer online courses, which is linked here on this page. Of course, again, this is preferred, not required. But keeping in mind that safety is our #1 priority, we just want to encourage that as much as possible. As the hike lead, you should plan to carry a first aid kit on your hike in case of emergencies, as well as the other 10 essentials, and those are also linked on this page. Again, a reminder, all links will be linked on all hikes will be listed on our website with the registration linked back to your RSVP platform. If this is your first time setting up an event, there are a few resources here where you can learn a little bit more. Each of these are linked. So we've got Facebook, Eventbrite, and Meetup. Eventbrite and Facebook are both free. There is a cost associated with Meetup. And then we've also included some tips on what you should include on your event RSVP page, just to make sure that all of your participants have all the information that they need and are properly prepared for your event. So that is a specific meeting location. Are you meeting at the visitor center, trailhead, parking lot, in front of this sign or that sign? Just make sure that you specify that. Also include the trail distance and difficulty level, just so that your participants can prepare themselves and ensure that they're comfortable. Also including parking availability and cost. If there is a cost associated with parking, make sure that you include that again, so people can be prepared. Restroom availability, which I know seems a little interesting thing to include. It's just a good thing to know as people are arriving to your event. If they do need to use a restroom, not everybody is comfortable using Mother Nature's restroom outside, so they can plan accordingly. And then also we ask that you include a link to the We Hike to Heal Challenge registration so that they can participate in the month-long event in conjunction with your particular event. And finally, We Hike to Heal merch. We'd love to see everybody in We Hike to Heal shirts or with the patches or stickers, just so that we can encourage more people to participate and really drum up a lot of engagement on social media and beyond. And of course, taking group photos and sharing those with us so that we could share them. That's always important. Moving along. All right, let's see. Next up, going into a little bit further detail. We Hike to Heal group hikes are intended to be healing hikes. These are healing hikes for your community. You know them best. Pick a location and time that is best for you. There are no time or distance requirements here other than to have a good time and to incorporate some mindfulness. That should read, there are no time or distance requirements. So I'll make sure that I update that. But again, so picking the location, the time, the day of week, Whatever works for you personally and for your local community is always going to be the best. So we leave that up to you. Now, what is a healing hike? A healing hike is one where we intentionally take time to slow down, and not just to connect inward, but also outward with the land and with our community. This can look different for each group. Once your hike is scheduled, we will share walking thought cards that you can use as conversation starters or journal prompts. Use it as you see fit. Again, the idea is intentionality. What does that look like for you? All right. And of course, I have a pop-up. So some healing hike basics. So this process is Outdoor Journal Tour's recommendation. It is not required, but we really do want you to incorporate some aspect of mindfulness in your own way. So our process is hike, journal, meditate. So for the hike, we typically use a walking thought card to help center the conversation, and also use it as a journaling prompt or conversation starter. And it gives folks something to talk about, a guided conversation, particularly for those that have come alone or are maybe a little bit uncomfortable in talking with people that they don't know. Journaling is a great way to include some introspection, having a great prompt and giving them some time to think about it and write. That can look like 5 minutes. It can look like, 15, 20, 30 minutes, just really depending on your comfort level and what your preference is. And then meditation, this can look a lot of different ways as well. It can be a more formal guided meditation, which you can download online. You could also just have a moment of silence. You can ask a reflection question. You can also ask each person to create their own mantra or affirmation to repeat to themselves during a few minutes of silence. So those are the healing hike basics. We have some facilitator basics as well. And this is from CIT's Facilitator's Guide, a few tips here as a facilitator in these environments. When we bring up some topics that can be very personal, it's important to keep in mind that you are facilitating this experience and creating space for the individuals that are joining you. So confidentiality is first and very important. You want people to feel comfortable sharing their personal experiences, personal information. So as you do an introduction with your participants, just letting everybody know that this is intended to be a confidential, sacred space, and that we ask for whatever is shared within this group to remain within the group. Trust and openness, allowing everybody to speak their mind. And of course, in a perfect world, everybody would be aligned, and that's not always the case. But allowing everybody to have their experiences and their thoughts in a respectful way, and also just reminding that this is a sharing of experiences, not a discussion, and that tends to help in directing the conversation. Number 3, speaking from I, as you offer information or you explain things, speaking from your personal experience, and sometimes even basically just, saying that while you are facilitating this group, this opinion is, of yours only and as an individual, because as a facilitator, you are seen as an authority in the space. So it's important just to remember that and to always speak from I. And finally, number 4, don't give advice. And while it definitely seems tempting, it's really just the best practice to allow people to share their experience. And it's really meant to be a space for sharing and not a space for discussion. So we encourage our facilitators to also recommend to the group that you're leading not to give advice unless explicitly asked. Often we see that the people that join us are really just looking for a moment to be seen and heard, and we want to be able to provide that space for them. So those are the resources that we have for you. Next steps. We would like for you to complete the Hike Lead application by April 3rd. The application is linked here on this document. And if you found this recording, then you, I'm sure, found the application as well. Once your application is approved, you can schedule your group hike, and you'll have a form to complete so that it can also be included on our calendar on the We Hike to Heal website and the Outdoor Journal Tour website. We also ask that you share your group hike with your community on social media, blogs, whatever communication platforms you use, and also encourage them to join the larger We Hike to Heal challenge for the month of May. You'll also have access to additional graphics and copy in our We Hike to Heal toolkit, which is also linked here. And finally, well, not finally, almost finally, enjoy your hike, take lots of photos, and make sure that you tag us on social media. On Instagram, we are at We Hike to Heal and at Outdoor Journal Tour. If you have any questions, anything come up at all, please feel free to reach out to us via email at hello@wehiketoheal.org. And that is all that we have. Hopefully you gained some good information here, and we hope to see your application by April 3rd, and looking forward to seeing your group hikes this We Hike to Heal month. Thanks so much. Bye.